Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I have yet another Draw With Me video, and this one is actually special because I am designing a character for a future Draw This In Your style. It's been a while since I made one, so I don't know what to draw. Let's see what I come up with. First of all, I want to give you some Procreate tips and what I do before I start my sketch. Just some general suggestions that you might find useful. Starting with my canvas size, I always have my canvas at 3000 pixels wide. I might change the length as I work on the illustration, but when it comes to wide, I try not to go under 2500 pixels. And I set the DPI at 400. 300 is fine too, just don't go any lower than that if you plan on printing your artwork. This won't change your resolution, but it's an important setting for printing, so don't forget it. Many of you ask me why your canvas looks pixelated when you zoom in, and chances are it's probably too small, so try increasing the size. And then I like to keep my color window on the left side. This is for coloring mostly, you don't need it during your sketching phase. I also like to have the reference on sometimes. Just go into your action tab, here you can enable it. It will automatically show you your canvas, but you can also add a reference picture if you want, so you definitely have different options with this. I also like to change the background color to a light gray just to avoid straining my eyes again while sketching. A lot of people ask me what software I'm using. Many of you can tell this is Procreate because I use it with the white interface. To change that, you can go into your Actions tab again, Preference, and it's the first option right here. Why do I do this? It's very simple. It looks better on camera. It doesn't throw off the white balance of the video like it happens if I zoom in and out on a dark interface. You would see the light change continuously and it would be very annoying. Of course, when I work off camera, I always use my dark interface to let my eyes rest, and I suggest you do so too. I'm starting this with a vague idea of what I wanted it to be. Over the past years, I've hosted several Draw This In Your style on my IG. If you don't follow me over there, it's Halivision like everywhere else. And I've always used my own characters as protagonists for the main artwork. This time I wanted to create a different concept that you guys could explore and expand, maybe depending on your imagination and fantasy, of course. I think I should explain for people new to this. What I Draw This In Your style is pretty much what the title says. An artist creates an artwork. It can be for an occasion, maybe a milestone or whatever you want, and the challenge is to recreate it in your style. Simple as that. So today I'm sketching an initial concept idea. I want this artwork to not simply be a character just standing there. I wanted it to have kind of a background story that you could imagine and make up in your mind. You'll see as I go what I mean. To be honest, I started drawing with my mind completely blank, I must admit, besides of course the initial idea I had, and I think this is because I spent the last few days working on other parts of my job. So emails and, boring bureaucratic stuff that if you're a freelancer, well, it's part of your job too. Kinda drains me of my creative juices though. I don't know if this happens to you too, but I was craving just making art for a few days, and I think this is what I'll do for the entire upcoming week. So since I get asked very often for sketching today, I'm using my usual, that round brush, which is the line art brush you guys always ask me about, that you can find and download for free from my Ko-fi, where you can support me if you wish. You can find other brush sets too. This one, as I said, is free in particular, and it is for Procreate only at the moment. I've sat through the months that I would work on a Clip Studio version of this brush, and I did actually. I have it on my Clip Studio. I've been tweaking it, but I haven't released it yet because I didn't really like it that much. Or should I say, it isn't perfectly identical to my Procreate version, which kinda defeats the purpose. But since I've been planning on filming a couple videos where I draw on Clip Studio, I'll show you how I set up my interface to be as spacious as possible. So I think it's time to give that brush its final tweaks and finally release it for you guys who mainly work on Clip Studio. To be honest, you might say, why is it that hard to recreate a simple line art brush? And I thought that too, but I came to the realization that the simpler the brush, the harder it is to recreate it. It has a precise look and aesthetic that you need to achieve, so I notice right away if something isn't quite there yet. So yeah, I'll make it perfect for you and then I'll release it to the world, hopefully next month. To be fair, the brush is free. The Clip Studio version will be free too, no worries, but it doesn't mean I don't have to make it just as good. I am very perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. As for my other brush sets, which are special effects brushes, I am pretty confident that I can recreate them and make them behave similarly, if not identical, to the Procreate versions, so stay tuned for those too. I am currently working on another special effect brush set that I can't wait to show you. Not only that, I am also working on a big PDF tutorials with all my main effects that you can recreate and redraw. Yeah, that's another thing I've been working on. And since I'm talking about the brushes, I'll take this chance to thank you guys for all the downloads and all of you who bought my sets and supported me. This is a very overwhelming feeling. I've never thought to get all these downloads, and I appreciate you all for deciding to support me through Ko-fi and through my brush sets, and I really hope you enjoy them. Of course, if you're new here, you can find them below. Besides this Draw With Me I'm filming today, I've also been filming a little studio vlog where I show you what I do in my week and how I organize my work, with some daily things here and there not related to art. For example, I am very excited because I finally decided to get a Nintendo Switch 2. I've been postponing this purchase for a while, but all the new releases like Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Pokopia I really want to play. I've already started playing Pokopia actually. I filmed an unboxing of it with the Switch, of course. I'll also show you some cute accessories, etc. And I'm really loving Pokopia so much, so I honestly plan to play all Sunday this week. And yeah, after Animal Crossing, I was honestly so in need for a cozy game that also has a little bit of a challenge, you know, there's so much you can do in this one. I really needed that relaxation and to turn off my brain for a little bit, which is something Animal Crossing allowed me to do, but this one even more, because you can be very creative, you can build with blocks like Minecraft, also has that cozy vibe like Animal Crossing, so it's the perfect mix of those two worlds and I'm loving it so much. Let me know if some of you are playing Pokopia too. And speaking of vlogs, on that note, I'm trying different formats lately. I'm also trying to improve my English, my speaking in general. Expanding my vocabulary and the way I talk is honestly one of my main concerns. So I found this class on Skillshare that I'm really enjoying, called Storytelling Masterclass for Video Creators by ʟɪᴏ. I am really trying to get better talking in my videos. As you know, I'm Italian. English isn't my first language, so sometimes I feel like when I'm telling you something, a story or explaining a tutorial or the way I'm drawing something, I get easily stuck or I don't think I'm being exhaustive enough. So I'm loving this class so far. It's teach me a lot about how to approach and talk in videos for you guys to understand me well and actually care. Besides this, whatever it is the topic you wish to learn more about, on Skillshare you can find it. The classes go from drawing, animation, photography and everything art related to productivity, lifestyle and even business, all taught by professional artists, illustrators, graphic designers, you name it, sharing their knowledge and expertise with the world. And of course, you can find so many classes dedicated to learning softwares like Procreate, Procreate Dreams, Clip Studio Paint 2, which has a much less intuitive interface if you're a beginner. So joining a class is a great way to get your creativity going in 2026. Also, Skillshare kindly gave us a great deal again. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for supporting me, my art and my channel. Storytelling, in my opinion, is very important in a video, even if you're talking about your day. Over the years, I definitely improved with speaking in English. I can tell by rewatching my old videos, but yes, there's always room for learning more. So yeah, that's a thing that I really want to make better for myself and for my content too. Other than that, I also got some new art supplies. Actually, one particular art supply that I'm very curious to try. You'll see it next week. Nothing too crazy, but it's a very particular tool that many comic artists use and I really wanted to try it, considering that I'm working a lot with mixed media lately. So yeah, that's another thing that I will show you next week. Now back to the drawing for a second. As you can see, my sketch today was pretty messy compared to my usual sketches, and I kinda did it on purpose because I was experimenting with the pose. I didn't know what pose I wanted. This time, when this happens, I don't care if it gets a little bit messy. I can always go in and erase until I end up with the pose I am satisfied with. I know I wanted the character to lay on the floor, like she fell into a hole underground, so with leaves on her hair maybe, and she fell into a magical world with her cat. Some of you ask me why I colored the sketches in gray. It's a question I've answered a bunch of times, but of course for the new people, I'll tell you again. I do that to see the silhouette and give an initial idea of the shading. So as you can see, I first go in with a flat light gray and then a slightly darker gray, and I start shading here and there to kind of set the mood for the piece before I go in and line out in color. For example, I want the light to come from above for this one, and of course I will probably make the mushrooms glowy, so they will be another source of light. This helps me set an atmosphere for the piece, and the rendering I'll do at the end. Not the case for this artwork here, but if I end up not coloring a sketch, it's a great way to keep it as it is. It will look more polished. It can definitely make it into your portfolio. You know, not every sketch has to become a finished piece. A sketch can remain a sketch for you to look at and take inspiration from. We can really take inspiration from ourselves too. That's why I'd never throw away my sketches, even on digital. And I suggest you to keep them too. It's a great way to see your progress. If you don't have much storage on your iPad and you like to keep your Procreate clean, you can put your sketches in a single canvas so you don't have a bunch of files laying around, or what I do, I simply export them and then erase the files from Procreate. Now, I don't know if this will be the final Draw It in Your Style piece, so don't grab your pencil yet and start recreating it, because I will probably tweak some stuff here and there, and of course you still don't know the color palette, but it is definitely a concept. I really like how it turned out, and I'm not sure if this will be the end piece, but you'll see it soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I kept you a little bit of company this Sunday with this little sketch with me. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy my videos, follow me on my other social media platforms, and of course if you'd like to have a drawing from me, you can commission me on Vision and support me on Ko-fi by getting my brushes. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you also to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you all next week with a little vlog.